Good evening. My name is Taria Gordon. I'm here to talk to you about the Cold Blue of Gratitude, December 2020. My tragedy. My daughter Simone and I were involved in a fatal car accident on December 16, 2020. Upon admission to the hospital, my daughter was diagnosed with COVID-19, and I was later diagnosed with COVID as well during post-op. After having major reconstruction surgery on my wrist and my ankle, I was charged with seeing life as a gift by the Creator that is always in control. Well, while I was in the hospital, I was often awakened at night by the sound of the announcement, Cold Blue, Rapid Response. It's an indication of a hospital medical emergency. And it seemed that this major hospital was either understaffed during the COVID Christmas season, or maybe it was due to employee exhaustion. But the closer it got to December 25th, the more frequently I noticed the call. Once my own health began to decline or display symptoms of COVID, I was retested and removed to the isolation unit of the hospital, where my doctors and nursing staff changed. Anyone who entered my room was required to wear PPE, gloves, gown, eye and mouth protection, along with their masks. I want to emphasize, the closer it got to December 25th, the Christmas holiday, the more I heard Cold Blue. My male nurse came into my room one night to check my vitals after a Cold Blue call and told me that he would not be there on Christmas morning. But he didn't want to see me when he returned. He asked me to do whatever I could to go home. He was overwhelmed with grief, and I can see the tears developing in his eyes. So I figured God was giving me the best Christmas present, wisdom. From that point on, I have made and completed daily tasks in preparation to get back home, teaching myself to use my recessive left hand to write, learning to balance on one leg while using a medical bed for support, and taking active participation in my own well-being. Waking up with gratitude and the will to live while others around me were losing their battle to COVID, car accidents, and other tragedies that brought them to the hospital. Several days later, I was released to a rehabilitation facility. I kept my promise to my nurse to get out of there. I developed a plan for myself to see home again. I was one of the youngest patients in rehab, and when I went to the gym to learn how to exercise, the elders looked to me for inspiration. I was wrapped up with casts, a fractured spine, nerve damage, trying in spite of my circumstances. Please don't underestimate my trials. It was not easy. It's still not easy. My surgeons healed my wounds, but my occupational therapist and my physical therapist laid the groundwork for getting back to normal by teaching me to embrace the new me, and that the rehab race was not for the swift. Becoming mentally strong and physically strong became my new daily bread. As a past volunteer for Hines VA Hospital in the Rehabilitation Hospice Unit, I met incredible individuals clinging on to their past selves, secretly wishing that they had more time to live, love, and make better life decisions. What I learned from them is that life does not end until they're ready. They will outlive a doctor's diagnosis until they complete their most important task: hearing from a loved one, waiting for their children to visit, or seeing their favorite movie for the last time. Their motivation? The right to complete the circle of life on their own terms. My road to recovery is paved with hope as well as pitfalls. My daughter and I beat death, and COVID phase 1. But we're dealing with COVID phase 2, the long-lasting after effects. We are also charged with living life on our own terms, not taking our health and life for granted, materializing our dreams, and investing in our passions. How we made it through. Some may say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But for those who are more spiritual, faith, family, friends. Faith in the spiritual divine for guidance. Family who embraces your spiritual beliefs and provides balance. And your friends that hold you accountable to this life. You are my wildest dreams, not just your ancestors. Your generation has seen an African American president, an African American vice president, and the great old state of Georgia is now blue. You are necessary in building this more perfect union. Generation Z is zealous in its art of changing humanity. Generation Y yearns for its youthful rebellion and social change. While we in Generation X are zenal of your efforts and support your mission and vision, use the tools that God has given you, the internet, social media platforms to make your ideas clear and concise. Your bold approach to the 2020 election, Black Lives Matter. Technology engages our future. Your greatest gift is not just the melanin, but use your unique blessing to provide pride to the culture. Create the future that we all dreamed of by not assimilating. Find your faith, identify your strengths, and experience heaven on earth. Be bold, be heard, be seen. Thank you.